So today we're going to talk about a threat to the Israeli Football Association remaining part of FIFA as part of the football family. This week, starting today in Bahrain, the whole FIFA family is going to gather for their annual jamboree, their Congress. And there are two issues going on which could provide a threat to Israel remaining part of FIFA. And I want to talk to you about what's going on and what we've been doing to try and help it. Cast your mind back 2 years and there was a threat to Israel to be suspended from FIFA at Congress in Zurich 2 years ago. The FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, set up a monitoring committee headed by a South African called Tokyo Sexwali to try and resolve an issue. At that time, it was all about freedom of movement for Palestinian players moving between the West Bank and Gaza. Now that issue has been resolved and the monitoring committee is still dealing now 2 years later. The issue has become one about the role of 6 Israeli amateur football teams who play over the Green Line in the West Bank. The Palestinian Football Association is arguing that the whole of the area of the West Bank belongs to them, the Palestinian Football Association, and that if these clubs want to play in that area, it needs their consent. And if they don't have their consent, then Israel is in breach of FIFA's laws, and under those laws, it could be suspended as part of that. So what's happening in Bahrain this week is that the monitoring committee is going to present its report to the FIFA Council, which meets this afternoon. That's a smaller body of about 30 individual representatives, and they're going to consider what to do about these teams. So let me tell you one thing. The head of the Palestinian Football Association is called Jibril Rajoub. Now, you can say many things about him. One thing I will say is that he is a politician first. He is a football administrator a very, very distant second. And because he's a politician, because he's part of the Palestinian Authority, and potentially aspiring to become the president of the Palestinian Association, he is trying to do what the Palestinians are doing, which is to draw the boundaries of the Palestinian state using football to do so, because they feel that it's a tactic at the moment to try and make sure that the Israelis are penalised in international forums. So let me explain what the issue is. This is a map that we have. This is the West Bank. Now, the 6 teams are situated in places like this: Kfar Etzion, Male Adumim, Ariel, and East Jerusalem. Now, the argument of the Palestinian Football Association is this whole area, this green line, the West Bank, is all part of the Palestinian Football Association. So they argue that these teams who play in there are not allowed to without the agreement of the Palestinians. Now, the Israeli argument is this. This map is divided into different colours. Yellow represents Area A under the Oslo agreements, brown represents Area B, and C, with these dots, represents Area C. Now, under the Oslo agreements, Area C are areas that are under Israeli administrative control. So what the Israelis are saying is that these clubs playing in these places are actually also part of Israel. So under football rules, that means that they can play in Israeli competitions. So you can see this is a complex political dispute, and unfortunately it's being played out within FIFA. So what's happening today is the monitoring committee is going to make a recommendation to the council, either that these clubs should be allowed to continue to play, or that the Israelis should, either now or after a period of time, stop them playing over the Green Line in these places and play across the border into, as they argue, Israel proper, or C, that we carry on negotiating to try and find a solution. And the potential is that the council might give Israel a period of time to sort this out, otherwise there will be a suspension. The other thing that's happening is on Thursday there is going to be a resolution placed before the whole Congress, so that's all 204 associations, saying that the Palestinians have the full right and control under the statutes within this area over the Green Line. What I would say is this is a complex political dispute, and they are trying to resolve the borders of the Palestinian state through football. It is not the job of FIFA. This has been my argument that I have made to football associations around the world. It is not the job of FIFA to draw the boundaries of complex international disputes. The only way to resolve this is by Israel and Palestine sitting down and negotiating and reaching a long-term agreement for two states, for two peoples. It is not the job of FIFA to secure that. That is the problem. That's what's going on. And the people who'll be gathering in Bahrain, they're football administrators. They don't understand about these complex international disputes. And so that's why we and Jewish community organisations around the world are trying to help their own individual associations to understand, so that when they come to vote at the Congress on Thursday, they make a decision that is the right one for sporting reasons and not get themselves embroiled in a complex political dispute. It's a really complicated issue, but hopefully this has explained a little bit about what's at stake, and then we'll be able to track what's happening this week. So keep looking at the JLC's website, and we'll give you another explanation on Thursday night or Friday after the Congress has finished as to what has been decided.